missile width reduced to... Oh. Okay, so her dash should move slower. And the missile on her chain is less wide. Gotcha. I'm gonna go here, drag this down here, put you on the bottom. You are the jungler, top lane, support, looks good. Switch my overlay. Alright, so, starting items coming out here, standard jungler stuff. This is wrong, that is now right. Both junglers picking up a Hunter's Machete, of course. I'm interested to see what Annie's going to go here. George P. opting to get that Doran's Ring. Typical start on Malzahar since he gets so much mana back from his Malefic Visions. Let's see if he's actually charging his gate. He is charging the gate to get that early minion out. I like it. And he's going to use that to help him push the wave after hitting a big silence on the creep wave so he can just push it forward and keep it from hitting under his turret there. So both teams just kind of spreading out across the map. You'll notice that Marco Smooth is not really helping his team here, but one thing I will note is that this turret is the safest that it has ever been on the face of the planet. Unfortunately, he has got no clue if he's being invaded around this area. You always want to stand in this brush right behind the red side of the buff, or, of course, the safe location, the safer location, right here. Just kind of in front of the buff near that U shape, because you've got plenty of time to get to lane. If I play tonight, I'm going to show you all the power of Runeglaive mid-Corki. You know what? I've actually seen a little bit of Runeglaive action earlier today. I played against a bot lane AP Ezreal who was running Runeglaive with Challenging Smite. It was an interesting combo, but I'm not sure if I liked it better than just normal AD Ezreal. Felt that it was too poke-oriented without the benefits of like a blue Ezreal. Alright, so minions are getting ready to rush down the lane there. There they go. Both sides of the jungle are just going to go ahead and get these doubled leashes from their bottom lane. Pretty easy jungle starts here. I'm not sure how well Rengar will do on this bottom side. We'll watch this clear a little bit and just see how it goes. Yeah, he's got a pretty high amount of health. He's already popped one potion, though. Actually, no, he hasn't. Top side of the map, Dunk Prophecy going aggressive on Marco Smooth. He really should just use this time to pop a potion. I like that he popped his purchased potion rather than the flask, considering he was already at full mana. He wants to optimize his resources. He's already purchased these potions in order to use them. He's not trying to preserve them too much, but he's going to make sure that he can stay in lane as long as possible with what he's purchased. All right. Easy farming down here in the bottom lane. One of the Qs from Ezreal goes wide, and Kuju makes a nice little return play with a couple auto attacks. Thresh goes a little bit aggressive with that auto as well. George P. Burdell just forcing up this minion wave here. He knows that he just wants to get a level advantage, push this Annie underneath her turret and try to force her to farm there where she may not be the best at last hitting, and then use his Malefic Visions to harass her there and trying to zone her off these minions. I like that mid lane pressure, but by doing this he does put himself in a little bit of a vulnerable position. So far up in the lane, it could be something, it could be that Rengar comes in for a gank, and here he comes, but George P's already got this left side of the jungle warded, so he knows exactly where Carnage Treaty is. He knows not to get too close. Silence goes down and one auto attack to try to force him out of there and kind of let him know that it's warded. He didn't really need to do that, and he could have forced him to waste a lot of time there, but he opted to just get the poke in and kind of send him on his way. Top side of the map, once again, Dunk Prophecy still trying to do his best to force Marco Smooth out of lane, but Marco's doing a very good job of stabilizing here. Dunk Rooney's on the bottom side of the map, going aggressive on the Kuju. Ignatius is actually targeting Uranium Heart, though. Top side, it looks like Zach gets his passive popped while trying to get to Marco Smooth, and it's going to be Rengar picking up the first blood on Jaina Punch there. Dunkaroonies takes a little bit of hatred for Uranium Heart. Can't quite get anything additional there, though, as I don't think the Dazzle is quite up. Marco Smooth going up in the top lane, hitting him with that Siphoning Strike, but he doesn't have any stacks yet. Hook lands onto Uranium Heart. Not going to actually go in on that just because he's a little bit too tanky for their liking right now. Dunk Prophecy is just spinning on Marco Smooth as much as possible. He is out of mana, though. He's got this Ignite up, and he wants to try to burn it on Marco Smooth for a kill. He's not quite sure that he can get it, though. I think he's waiting for one more Q, and he's going to flash in. There it is. Spins on him, throws down the Ignite, and there's the kill. Right, back to bottom lane once again. A little bit of trading going between Kuchu and Dunkaroonies. Ignatius just trying to get this farm down. Only Jinximus gets some good poke damage down onto George P. Burdell, but George is still sitting on 2 potions, so he can heal up just fine. Probably doesn't want to preserve those too much. I'd probably just go ahead and drink those. You know that Annie has some significant burst damage, and you're out of wards when it comes to guarding yourself against Rengar. You do have your trinket up, but you have to get that wave pushed up. Throws down the ward here in the mid lane to protect himself. Alright, another stun coming out of Annie here, another cone. I think that's Incinerate. Yes, Incinerate for that little bit of additional damage. Bottom lane looks like Rengar is trying to show up for a gank. Giant Punch is already in the brush, though. Goes forward, good flay backwards, double knockup, puts Kuju in a tough position. Hook actually gets blocked by a minion. Carnage Treated comes around the corner, takes Giant Punch low. And then Carnage Treaty picks up yet another kill. Smite goes down on Zac. He wants to try to get this kill here. Actually, the Ebola goes wide. Now he is in trouble. Good jump back in from Gyna Punch. And now Ignatius is going to be left to pick up the kill. Actually, Uranium Heart manages to flash out before he can actually get it. He's going to get away with his life there. Alright, Dunk Prophecy putting a lot of pressure up in this top lane. He's considering going for a dive here, and he goes deep for it. Ulti comes down, and he's just going to punish Nasus super hard. Nasus really needs to start getting defensive right now. Rather than going for a more aggressive item, he just needs to make sure that he's not in a position where he can keep dying under his turret. He needs to get his levels up, get that level 6, get these Qs stacked. Honestly, he's in a position where he's going to want to actually start getting health rather than getting more armor. Because it looks like Dunk's already going ahead and getting that black clear, which is going to cut right through that armor like butter. Pac-Man, what's up, man? We are doing some low elo shoutcasted 5v5s. Hopefully you stick around so you can join in the next one. Onino Ken is here as well. So many regulars coming out tonight. Thank you guys for showing up. Alright, let's take a look at this game. Right now, it looks like Blue's got a significant lead. 7 minutes in, and they've already got 2K up, 5-1 in terms of kill score, and a decent lead on top lane in terms of farm. This silence and the trading for Dunk Prophecy is going very well in his favor. Marco Smooth, I feel, needs to just get in the habit of auto-attacking Darius while he's spinning and trying to decrease the amount of trading he is losing out on there. Alright, Dunk Prophecy is trying to spin his way out of this one. Good lockdown from George P. Burdell to keep him in place just a bit, but he was not on top of the Void Pool. Looks like the good jump in from Giant Punch goes ahead and helps pick up that kill there. Now Nasus has a little bit of time to farm in his lane. Yes, this is the first game, Pac-Man. Got a couple more for tonight after this one. Giant Punch just going ahead and picking up that red buff. Dragon is up and very doable by both teams. Need to start making sure that they position for that. Maybe some ganks on the bottom lane are in order. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up my in-game sound a bit. Mid lane, Carnage Treaty possibly looking for the kill on George P. Burdell. Gets the snare in place. Tibbers comes down. They pick up the kill almost instantly on George P. Burdell. China Punch is trying to just get in there and peel them off, but it was a little bit too late. Top side of the map, it looks like Darius manages to take down the turret on Marco Smooth. Silence goes down. He's spinning on it. Ignite comes down as well. Ulti to pick up the kill. And it's not too much that Nasus can do in this position at the moment. Am I going to be dueling with Tannen tonight? It depends on if Tannen shows up. I didn't schedule anything with him. I'm just kind of maintaining my current schedule. I let him know what the schedule was previously, but he said he's going to have limited availability some of these days. So if he wants to show up, then we'll sub him in. Lantern goes through for China Punch. Jump in by Zach. Good slow comes through. True Shot Barrage will pick up the kill on the back end, and it looks like China Punch is even going to be able to walk away with his life. Kuju not quite in a position. Well, actually, he had his ulti up there. He could have potentially saved Tarek's life, but opted to not use it, I suppose. Or just didn't react quick enough. Kuju now gets the slowdown onto China Punch through on Zach, but the rest of Red Team is just going to come in and help him out, possibly pick up this kill. Malzahar wants to pick it up over the wall, but can't quite find it. Hook came through. They're not picking it up. There it is. The last hit goes down. Only Jinximus flashes out, only to get it flayed back by Dunkaroonies. Tibbers comes down and actually picks up the kill on Thresh, and then she goes down due to the wall. Alright, they can potentially do Dragon here. All they have to do is have Malzahar tank it for a couple shots, give Zac some time to generate some blobs, but it looks like Dunk Prophecy is coming in from the top lane. Ignatius needs to come around and help out with this dragon if they're going to kill it in time. They decide to back it up and not actually go for it. Blue team now opting to say, you know what, well, why don't we just take this? They're just not going to take it. Silence goes through. Actually, it's going to be Malzahar who picks up the kill here. Dunk Prophecy deciding to punish him for this. Spins on him and gets one last auto attack to pick up the kill. Interesting thing that happened there, actually. Malzahar Malefic Visions ended up jumping to Rengar and picking up the kill after Dragon went down. Ignatius gets stunned in place by Uranium Heart. Dunk Prophecy pulled backwards by Dunkaroonies. Not quite enough damage to really threaten him, though, and now Dunk Prophecy is looking for a potential another kill, but they're slightly too close to the turret to really get anything there. Alright, flay backwards from Dunkaroonies. Once again, Dunk Prophecy going deep for the kill. Can he get the last hit? Good bounce from Zac. It's going to put Garen a little bit farther away. Now China Punch has to run towards the turret. Silence might come through and ruin this for him, but no, he's able to get out. Ooh, Malefic Visions will jump to Uranium Heart here. I don't know if it's going to be enough to take him out. It won't be quite yet. Q lands, Smite lands, and China Punch picks up the kill on Tarek. Alright, so blue team still in the lead by about 3k. Red team still in a position where they can easily come back, though. They just have to get a little bit more coordinated. I also want to bring the attention to top lane. Nasus has been farming for most of this time. Mid lane looks like Carnage Treaty is about to gank George P. Burdell. He was still in turret range. He dodges around. Can he get his Nether Grasp down? He does get it. Picks up the kill there. Will he get away? I don't think he's going to be able to get away from this. Only Jinximus is moving quite quickly. He actually did a little stutter step in the brush. That might have just been enough to put him in range for that Tibbers. And he gets taken out. I'm experiencing PTSD watching Tarek because I lost to a Tarek top today with 650 armor. And I think that's Bud 7. But yeah, dude, Tarek's pretty strong. Tarek's not going the full stretch style, but that's okay. I play this game in a very weird manner, especially when it comes to my Tarek. Top side of the map. Ooh, he waited for the Wither so he could break free with it on the decisive strike there, forcing the Ghost out of Nasus. So he's ready to go in for another kill. Since that cooldown is down now. mid lane, just clearing this out. Dunk Prophecy going a little bit aggressive on Marco Smooth, but Marco has that shield up from the turret, so he can't do all that much to him at the moment. Might want to auto-attack the turret just a bit to knock that shield down. Uh-oh, in the jungle, good arrow goes through, and Ezreal is instantly dead. Dunk Prophecy finds a pink ward up in the top side of the map, which is going to give him a little bit of additional pressure and control there. They really need to do something about this Darius quite soon. Raptor Cloak and the, what is that, Null Magic Mantle suggest that he's possibly going for a Zerat Portal to contest this NASA split push. Because if he gets that down, he can just kind of force these turrets down, whether Nasus likes it or not. Mid lane, that looks like Malzahar might be dead. No, he actually walks away with his life. Top lane, Jaina Punch is able to bounce Dunk Prophecy towards the turret. Can't quite get anyone low enough to actually get a kill with his ulti there. But during this entire time, blue team's taking advantage of this rotation, and they're just going to force down the mid turret and open up the map quite a bit. Alright. Potentially going for 2 towers here. No, it looks like only Jinximus is going to throw down a little bit of harass on Dunkarooni's. Dunkarooni's hook just landing on that minion there. And it looks like blue team's just going to back up, be a little bit more safe. Rengar's considering getting a gank off in the jungle here, but might not be able to pull anything off there. Let's see if I can get my LCS camera control on. Bottom side of the map, it looks like Kuju's chasing out Ignatius. Can he actually pick up the kill? Heal pop goes down. Another cone goes through. Heal for Ignatius as well. And a True Shot Barrage goes through, but right as that last volley. So it looks like they're just going to kill each other there. Alright. 4 is this. R is Ezreal. Alright. And, top side of the map, Dunk Prophecy chasing through Marco Smooth. Can they actually get this kill, though? He's peeling through a good amount of that armor. Marco Smooth isn't very tanky at the moment, and the ulti comes through from Dunk Prophecy to pick up that last kill. Pings are going down in the jungle to be careful, as the rest of Red Team looks like they want to group up on this and potentially get a kill, but he's already disengaged and gone back to his turret. Alright, looks like they're going to pick up a blue buff here for Annie. Only Jinximus is going to get a little bit more cooldown reduction, some mana regen, but over at the top side of the map, it looks like they're going to get a kill on Dunk Prophecy. Ignite is going through. It doesn't quite finish him off. He throws down the decisive strike to get that movement speed, but on the back of the fight, only Jinximus comes through, blows up Jaina Punch, pops the passive, but doesn't quite get the kill there. Now with the rest of the fight, Carnage Treaty picks up a kill on George P. Burdell. Teleport coming through onto the blob of Zac. Marco Smooth going to join the fight now. Try to dive this turret, but he gets completely stunned up by Annie, and then taken out. Triple kill for Rengar. So very explosive fight up in the top lane. This entire time, Dragon is very much up. No one taking it right now. Middle lane, oops. Ignatius doing a little bit of damage to Uranium Heart. Just trying to keep him away from this turret, stop him from doing any damage to it. Uranium Heart forced to back up. He's going to regroup on Rengar, though, and see if they can't quite knock down this tower. He has ulti, he can speed up the process a little bit since it gives area AD. Ignatius kind of checking this area, trying to see if anyone is here. Just wants to be a little bit safe there. Mid lane once again, though. It looks like Dunk Prophecy is pushing through, looking to get some additional pressure on this turret in the mid lane. I don't know if he's going to be able to get too much, though, since the rest of Red Team is regrouping and defending it. Dragon is up, though. Dunkaroony is stunned in place. Silence goes through from Dunk Prophecy. Can he get the ulti? He does get it. Uh-oh. Jaina Punch jumps forward, looking for only Jinximus, can't quite find it. Dunk Prophecy once again has that decisive strike up. He's spinning forward. Okay, he's got that Raptor Cloak, so he's using the movement speed from this dead turret to be running around. That's why he's moving so quickly right now. Silence goes through on George P. Burdell, but he doesn't have any ulti or additional damage to really close out that kill. They're just kind of zoning people off of this dragon. They can kind of two-man it with their Ashe and Rengar, though, if they want to. Only Jinximus is walking forward, looking to try to pick off somebody here, but they can't quite get it just yet. Rengar looked like they wanted to work on that turret, but I mean on that dragon, but they don't quite do it. Mid lane is pretty much just a standoff here. A little bit of siege action. Ashe needs to step forward and maybe get a couple autos on this turret, or they can just keep these guys distracted here while they get this dragon pretty much for free. They do need to be aware that on the top side of the map, though, they are losing their turret to Nasus. So Marco Smooth is doing some work here. Stack count is currently at 273 at 20 minutes. That's an okay amount, but not anything to really write home about. Mid lane, good amount of burst damage comes through. Ulti on the back line there. It looks like Gina Punch is just trying to get people away from their team. Can't quite do it in time, though. Only person to die on the blue team is only Jinximus, and they are going to be able to pick up this turret as a result. They might be able to push for 2 here since they've got 4 members in the area. They've only got 2 minions to work with, though, so they might have to stop after a couple. Uranium Heart pulls the aggro. He might need to heal himself. No, he does not need to. He should turn around and heal somebody, though. They just opt to not take this turret. Marco Smooth shows up to re-defend. Uh-oh, Ezreal ulti comes through, barely hits Dunk Prophecy, but doesn't pick up the kill there. Bottom side of the map, it looks like Kuju is looking for a little bit of pressure on this tower here, but he needs to be a bit careful. He doesn't want to stay too long. Uh-oh. Giant Punch walks through, but over in the jungle, it looks like Carnage Treaty is found by George P. Burdell. Looks like Carnage Treaty will get away, and he will not get this blue buff that he wanted. Alright, middle lane, it looks like Nasus is just forcing these minions in, continually stacking up that Q, trying to put this turret down. He's forced to ghost away as soon as he sees Dunk Prophecy. He's just too tanky to deal with. He moves very quickly as well. Alright, George P. Burdell comes through, silence goes down. It looks like he's not going to engage that after getting a glimpse of only Jinximus and Uranium Heart, though. Alright, so blue team looking to push up here, potentially maybe get a catch on somebody as they try to get some ward coverage or something like that, but it looks like blue team in general just wants to force it down mid. They're very, very stuck on getting this mid turret down as soon as possible. Giant Punch in position for a flank engage, looking to hop over the wall of the chickens and maybe bounce someone into his team. He's got to be very careful how he does it, though. If it's only Jinximus, that person needs to be focused immediately. Marco Smooth gets Lantern back into his team. Ulti comes out of Giant Punch. Only Jinximus is still sitting on top of his ulti. Uranium Heart getting taken low by the Malefic Visions. Rengar forced to ulti out of the fight so he does not get focused down. Another slow comes out of Zac, but Tibbers gets thrown down on George P. Burdell. He still doesn't quite go down. Flash forward from Dunk Prophecy helps pick up that kill there. He's now spinning in the middle of the team. Ignatius trying to kite and poke people down as much as he can, but it's just not enough damage for this tanky front line. Dunk Prophecy and Uranium Heart. Alright, jump in from Giant Punch underneath the turret. Can they actually get out with their life? He gets taken very low. Might be able to do it. Carnage Treaty goes down. And it looks like only Jinximus has disconnected from the game. Top side of the map, it looks like Kuji was actually taking out a turret. Alright, let's go back and look at the straw poll. So, most of you guys voted for the shopkeepers, saying that shopkeepers will win the game. Second place came to red team with 3 votes, and blue got 2 votes, 10 votes total. But yeah, I'd say that every single game the shopkeepers win. They get a butt ton of gold. They don't have to fight. They just sit there offering mediocre to high quality products. It's pretty good. Alright, game has resumed. Top side of the map, it looks like Kuju does manage to get that turret taken out there. So a little bit more map pressure opened up for this blue team. 7k lead coming out of them right now. They've got a significant farm lead, turret lead, and kill lead here. Actually, farm lead is not as significant as I originally thought. Upon further inspection, I rescind my previous statement. The farm is decently equal. Alright, so it looks like in the jungle, Dunk Prophecy looking to pull off some decently normal Garen tactics. He sees Nasus at top and decides he wants to go up there and punish him again. Wither gets thrown down, broken free by the decisive strike. Can't quite find it. Mid lane though, George P. Burdell 1v1 versus only Jinximus. Jinximus just a bit too tanky with that Abyssal Scepter and wins the 1v1. Almost gets taken out by that Malefic Visions jumping off that final minion. Had a little bit too much distance between it though. Alright. Oops, wrong button. Alright. Sorry guys if the camera's kind of wonky, but I am trying to learn to better manually control the camera so that I can focus on the things I actually want to talk about a bit better. And what I want to do is be swapping between directed camera and individual players. So I think spectating is a two-hands job is what I'm learning. Pretty cool though. Alright, so it looks like some vision controls going down over at the Baron Pit. Dunkaroonies is going to be able to reach this pink ward just barely over this corner. He's going to be able to clear out that vision just fine and maintain his ward there. What's that Nasus Q up to right now? Asks Dark Crimson Blade. It is now up to a whopping 360 stacks. Which is not that whopping, but it's decent. He got delayed very, very hard in the lane. He is catching up in farm, but Dunk Prophecy has 10 kills under his belt right now. Really, really hard to deal with that. Alright, so middle lane, it looks like blue team is being aggressive once again. Giant Punch jumps right in, gets into that backline, but doesn't quite let's bounce them into his team to put them in a vulnerable position. Carnage Treaty ults in onto Ezreal. Ezreal jumps the wall, but he's going to get chased down by only Jinximus. He manages to actually jump out of the fight with his life. Over on this side, though, it looks like Thresh went down and Kuju, so a one-for-one trade overall in the team fight. Ignatius still trying to run away. Dunk Prophecy potentially still chasing out this kill. He decides to give up after Ezreal leaves vision. Alright, so blue team looking like they want to go ahead and take away this dragon buff here. That'll put them at their second dragon, which is a little bit more turret crushing potential, and help them possibly break this base. Honestly, how I feel is that they need to just bait this area here. They need to take advantage of the fact that they've got an Annie-Ashe combo and just pull the enemy away from their turrets, because right now they're not making any pressure, any progress on this mid lane turret. And they just need to just get red out of their base, like they are in the mid lane. Only Jinximus picks up the kill onto Ezreal over in the blue buff pit. It looks like they're just going to kind of take away this blue. I don't know why it didn't focus on Annie on that kill, even though I had it on directed camera. Jump through from Giant Punch, does not quite land on them there. Good stun comes out of only the, actually, might have been Taric there. Yeah, it might have been Uranium Heart who stopped that. Ooh, ulti from Dunk Prophecy goes through. He uses Ignite to actually finish off that kill before the flash came out from Dunkaroonies. Is Nasus farming the Zerat portal? I don't think so. He's kind of grouping with his team at the moment, trying to defend this turret from going down, but during this entire time, Kuju has just been split pushing and taking out these side turrets. We saw him a couple minutes ago getting that top inner. Now he gets bottom inner as well. Can't move my chat. I want to see what people are saying. It's alright. Dunk Prophecy. See, the rest of blue team's just at a stalemate here, right? They just need to pull this team away from this tower. Couple decent autos going through on Kuju. Steps a little bit too close. Throws out the arrow here. Only Jinximus throws up off the side. Gets a 3-man stun down with the Tibbers. Carnage Treaty is looking for a prime target to take out, but honestly should just turn for Marco Smooth. Goes decently deep under the turret and gets bounced back in after he gets nethergrassed in place. Nasus goes down and underneath the turret from only Jinximus, and now blue team is looking to continue pressuring this tower. Even though that they're 3v4, Dunk Prophecy pulled under turret, only Jinximus and Uranium Heart kind of taking up that laser a little bit. Uranium Heart now the next target, and they've got to be really, really careful here. They don't want to get picked off one at a time since they're down 2 guys. Dunk Prophecy goes forward, looking for the potential kill on George P. Burdell. George P. forced to just flash because he's moving so quickly with that Righteous Glory and Zerat Portal build. That Raptor Cloak, 30% movement speed bonus around live turrets, dead turrets, and his actual Zerat Portal on the ground there. So really, really moving around quick in these fights. And that's only because they're, you know, hovering around this mid lane. They wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't be able to take advantage of that movement speed bonus if they were fighting around the Baron pit at all. Hook lands onto Uranium Heart, but Dunk Prophecy is right there to cover. Actually dissuades Dunkaroonies from going in. When honestly it was a 2v4 situation, they might have been able to pick up that Uranium Heart real quick if they dumped a bunch of damage into him. I also didn't see that Annie coming through there. Dunk Prophecy just running around and being really, really threatening. Alright. Honestly, I'm just pretty shocked that blue team hasn't tried to Baron bait yet. This is going really long. This has been pretty much 8 minutes of sitting here in mid lane, watching them look at this turret, go, a fight happens, and then both teams lose 2 guys or 1 guy, and then they go, we don't want to fight anymore. So if you're in solo queue and your team starts doing this, and the enemy team is doing a good job of actually defending this tower, and your ADC is not getting any damage off on the turret, Baron bait. It's a good way to close the game. In fact, it's a great way to close the game. Dunk Prophecy gets impatient and decides to go in and try to kill the turret. It looks like Kuju picks up a kill on George P. Burdell. Dunk Prophecy off the side, trying to pick up a kill, can't quite get it on Ignatius there. Kuju now chasing it out, actually gets crit to death immediately. No, he actually jumps out of the fight. It was Nasus who fell over. Dunkarooni's trying to get away, can't quite find it there. And now Kuju, Uranium Heart, and only Jinximus will be able to knock over this inhibitor. I don't think they'll be able to take this Nexus Tower, these Nexus Towers. What they can do is they can rotate up to top lane and help pull over or push over that other inhibitor turret. But they decided to go ahead and try to get 1 Nexus turret here, which is also a decent option. I didn't think their minions would last long enough, but it doesn't matter as much. Alright. Top lane minions are crashing into that turret, so a lot of XP and gold lost for the red team, since no one was able to pick that up in time. Wave should push out decently well, though. It looks like NASA is going to take a second to guide that out there. Let's go back to a little bit of manual control here. So Dunk Prophecy running away down on the bottom side of the map. Marco Smooth just finished off pushing out this wave here, making sure it's stacked up quite well. But now Dunk Prophecy is trying to use his Zerat Portal as bait to draw people in so he can pick someone off. It looks like he got a little bit more people than he bargained for, and they're just going to take it out. This entire time, though, Red team or blue team has been going for the dragon. Silence goes down onto George P. Burdell. Good righteous glory pop is going to keep them in place a little bit longer, but he gets completely locked up by the nether grasp. Gets his ulti down, and now he's trying to leave. Spin goes down. He's actually going to be able to walk away from the fight. The ignite will not kill him. Kuju walks up. Arrow goes out. Hits Ignatius in the face. He might go down. No, crit is not going to be enough. Every auto is a crit with Ashe now. One thing to note about Ashe's auto attack passive is that you cannot crit on those side bolts. I learned this the hard way. Side bolts on Runad's Hurricane do not crit. Alright. So abilities that say applies on hit effects typically do not apply crit. Side bolts do react with lifesteal though, that is correct. So it does synergize very well with her Bloodthirster so that she can sustain very well. Uh-oh, hook lands out of Carnage Treaty. No follow-up though on that. Looks like they decided not to go there. Dunk Prophecy up at the top laner, pressuring on Zac, trying to force him to stick around so he can't get the engage on his team. A couple waves of volleys are going through. Stun goes down on Ignatius. He's forced to shift out of that one. And it looks like Dunk Prophecy is just trying to get to him. Can't quite get there, though. This entire time, Ashe is getting a decent amount of, actually a huge amount of damage through. And getting that passive slow on everyone. Alright, blue team finally cracks the base and looks like they're going to be able to close out the game decently well here. There was a huge amount of sitting in mid lane when they could have just gone and baited Baron, but that's okay. This is LowElo, friends. We're going to go ahead and take a look at these stats for a second, actually. I want to make sure that we just take a look at the damage breakdown here. Annie did an enormous amount of damage. Ashe did great damage there as well. Dunk Prophecy is about even on everyone, or on Ashe there, but everyone unfortunately on red team wasn't quite able to keep up. What they needed to do there was get a little bit of additional wards and start looking for these picks. Nasus grouped a huge amount of the time, and I think he was grouping when he had teleport up a lot of the time. And the thing that he needed to do was just get that Q farmed up, become a force to be reckoned with, because honestly there comes a time in the game where Garen can no longer fight you. As much lifesteal, as much armor pendant as he wants to get, as much damage as he wants to get, as much tankiness as he wants to get. There are a few things in the game that can overcome Nasus's infinite scaling, and if you get your Q stacked high enough with a cooldown reduction build, you will become a god. Oh, I didn't even notice that only Jinximus had picked up the Magi Soul Stealer and had 20 stacks on it. That is amazing. Good job.